Hello, my name is Nicole, and thank you so much for taking the time out to listen. Today's message is a bit of an interesting one. We're going to take a look at the younger us holding the older us accountable. The younger holding the older accountable for who you are today, for what you are doing, for the decisions that you have made, and for the decisions that you're about to make. Pick any age where you felt that you were quite intelligent for your young age. Going back down memory lane, I would say that 13, I thought myself to be quite smart at 13 about some life issues. Of course, not all. You only been on the planet for 13 years, so you don't know too much. But there were some things about that particular age that I paid attention to life. The observations of the mature men and women around me. I inferred that maybe, just maybe, I would be like some of them. And then there were others where I said, absolutely not. I don't ever want to be anything like them. Matter of fact, when I get older, I don't even want to be around them. Okay? I remember saying things like, alcohol is stupid. I don't want to drink. I know a lot of people ended up back then turning out to be alcoholics. Pregnancy, I thought that was just so shocking, so scary, so terrible if you were a young person doing the nasty. Okay? The 13-year-old mind was a mind that wasn't on Jesus, but knew that there was a creator that cared a bit about me. I didn't have the constant encouragement from a church. There was one family member that I would be around who would speak about Jesus, but that wasn't frequent. I remember the stories from my kindergarten through fourth grade years of this Jesus. So I knew that there was something a bit different about people who spoke about this Jesus, walked the walk, attended church. They seem to be really nice people. The 13-year-old that would look at me today, would she be proud? Would she be happy? I challenge you to do the same. Pick that year. The year, once again, where you considered yourself to be quite smart for your age, perceptive, observant, witty, intelligent. Would he or she be happy with who you are today? I thought about the young me who was given a glimpse at the future, hypothetically speaking. A glimpse at the future. There you are at 20-something. There you are at 30-something, 40-something. You know the question that my young self would ask? Focusing in on those troubled times. Do I get out of that mess? Do I overcome? Is things going to get better for me? The young me would be asking that quite a bit. Because the young me wouldn't fathom that I would one day be a survivor of domestic violence. The young me would not think that I would be so stupid. You know, the youth, they don't bite their tongue at times. would be so stupid to go out there as soon as I hit 21 and start dancing and drinking at a club or clubs. The young me would raise her eyebrows, eyes wide in disbelief and shock. You got married? Me? I got married? Wait a minute. I didn't get married once, but twice? I got divorced once? I got 4 children? 2 fathers? Oh, wow. I would probably end up being judgmental of my own self. That's terrible. I hope I don't make that mistake if that's what the future holds. I hope I make a different choice. I hope I walk down a different path. Oh, come on now. Some of you all, we looked at me for a little bit, but look at you. Your young self, looking at your older self. Now, what would this exercise accomplish? I'll tell you. It will cause you to make some better decisions. It will cause you to think a little bit more deeply about what it is that you're about to do. The disappointment that comes over yourself when you do some things that shock yourself, that upset or disturb you, you can tie that back to your young self telling you years back, don't do that. You know what happened to so-and-so. That's not going to work out. You've already seen that movie. You already been through that. Remember, we were going through those things with our mom and our dad, or we were going through those things when we heard our friends were hurt, and we were hurt because our friends were hurt. You see. Sometimes you do have to have these interesting little exercises with yourself to keep you on point. Your young self, you already made a mess of your life. Why do you want to do that again? By making another poor decision in a partner, in a sexual encounter, and paying for something that's only going to break. You know, cheap toys don't last. But if you spend a little money, the toy that is high end, that's quality, just might last a while, right? Kids, they can figure that one out. Adult toys, whether it's the car, the bike, the home, whatever it might be, it would make sense to invest in something of quality so that it doesn't easily break, right? The young you. Let's go back to the contentment, the happiness. Would he or she be happy with the older you? When I did this exercise, what popped into my mind was the young me being angry that I wasn't happy. It's hard to be happy when you've made many bad or poor decisions. It's hard to rise above some things when life still has its foot on your neck. So there are those times that I have been the one who has been quite disappointed, upset at my own self for having done something, as the young me would say, that was so stupid. Okay? But that question or questions that the young me asks, if she was given a glimpse at the future at that time, well, do I win? Do I get over it? Will everything be okay? Do I rise above it? Do I overcome? The part that brings a smile on my face is the fact that, yes, if I was to go back in time and sit with the young me, I would put my arm around myself and say, yes, even though those things happen in the future, I'm still going to be okay and all right. And then that 13-year-old me would give me a high five or a pat on the back. You're not so bad after all. I know that some people, they can't wrap their head around an exercise like this because it tends to be a little complex, especially when your mind is on many, many other things. But it is one of those things that you have to settle your mind down a little bit and start to look at each area of your life and interview yourself, if you will. Relationship. Would your younger self be happy with your decisions that you made with regard to intimate relationship? What about business? Would your young me look up to you as a mentor, a success, or a failure? When it comes to health, would your young self look at you as a healthy, fit individual? If we were to go back in time and talk once again to our young selves and then show pictures of what is ahead, our young selves would probably tease, laugh, or be so shocked. Your body ends up like that? Your young self would definitely disassociate from what you might become in the future or what you have already become. No, I don't gain 20, 30, 40 pounds. You got to be crazy. What? Ooh, look at me. Look at all of that. Whatever that is. What's that on my face? Why does my hair look like that? Okay. Would your young self be pleased with your older self? Are you taking care of yourself? And then, of course, your young self taking a look at who you have become spiritually. If your young self didn't believe in God, he or she just might look at you later on in life and say, and you still don't believe in God. Or you still don't believe that spirituality is important. I mean, at some point, as we grow up, we've got to put away that childish mindset. That childish mindset of rebellion, and I don't want to listen to authority. Because your young self just might look at your older self and say, still fighting the system. Still have an issue with people telling you what to do. Still bitter, angry, disappointed, like you were back when you were whatever age. I don't change, huh? And for some people, they didn't change much. On the outer surface, they may have changed a lot, but on the inner, they're still immature, still childish. A thought came to mind. Some of the things that we say, some of the things that we do that are quite immature, that reflect back to our younger selves. The man who says, I want the big piece of chicken, I deserve it. I want the big room. I want the big house. I want the big car. I want the big everything. He sounds childish, doesn't he? Back in the day when you were talking amongst your friends, my mom's house is big. I got a lot of money. I have big feet. Some folks, they can associate that little joke with some funny stuff back in the day. I got big everything, right? And people are like, yeah, right. And they start joking about whatever. without being graphic and disrespectful and so forth. And some of these folks are older and still behave in this sort of way. They're still selfish, still miserable, still bitter, still jealous, still got to outdo everybody. Your young self looks at your older you and might even shake his or her head. I still act like that, even though I'm 30, 40, 50 years old in the future? I'm still saying all sorts of crazy things to my friends. I'm still yelling and fighting. Are you serious? You might even laugh at yourself if you were to go back in time. I'm too big, too old to be sitting up there jumping in people's faces and fighting like I'm 16 or 12 or 9 years old. Some folks, once again, the immaturity followed them from that tween time period, teen time period, all the way into adulthood. They carry on with their relationships like a tween or teen. Once again, going back to your young self, taking a look at your older self. I'm still breaking up with people. I'm still running around here chasing after this girl and that guy. What? Except some folks, they ended up facing divorce. Your young self, I end up getting divorced just like, and you can fill in a blank. So the exercise of taking a look at who you have become in the eyes of your younger self. Once again, would your younger self be happy? Even your younger self would say, I thought at least I would have changed. I thought that I would have made better decisions being that I was older, right? I thought that I would have been a good partner and been a good parent. I mean, why did this happen? May the Lord be with some of you all. It's time to change. It's time to mature. It's time to be the child of God that He has called you to be. Blessings to you. Please do check the description box for anything that might be of interest. You've been listening to YouTube, NM Enterprise 7. To God be the glory. If you feel so moved to give, you are welcome to go to the description box. There are links there. And once again, blessings to you.